ensembles, you have time to support a small business. I'm your creator and host, BP Harris, and I'm sitting here with a really dope custom apparel maker. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
I go by the name of Cody Dortch, owner/CEO over at Get Dressed Chicago.
Get Dressed Chicago. So tell us about Get Dressed Chicago.
Get Dressed Chicago actually started with just a clothing line, so a regular clothing line, which was Poor Little Rich Kids. But in making the Poor Little Rich Kids, we started to do custom clothing. So like proms, churches, family reunions, things of that sort. So with doing Get Dressed Chicago, we didn't just want to kind of limit ourselves to only clothing lines. So we called it Get Dressed, therefore you can get dressed in any form of fashion. So basically it's just specializing in custom and creative fashion for any occasion.
That's really dope and very unique. Like usually a lot of people, they just be like, oh, well, I had a printer and people need shirts, so I just started printing shirts. But how you got started is very unique, and it was a huge need, like you said. Like people need to get dressed, period, not just for certain like schools and family affairs. So do you remember that exact moment that you decided to start Get Dressed? Like how many years you been in business?
I can't say that I remember the exact moment. I do know that I kind of always had like an entrepreneur mindset where I just wanted to make money and kind of work for myself. So I do remember the initial shirts that I did make were terrible. My auntie had a heat press machine, like you say, most people start. So I just went over there with her and made a few shirts in which they turned out terrible. But from there, I kind of just stuck with it and gradually grew into what I am now, which is a t-shirt store entrepreneur. So yeah.
Dang, so you just threw auntie under the bus, like. She gonna watch this.
That's cool. What's up, auntie? I love you. Let's get money.
So what has been like really tough as far as you being in entrepreneurship? I mean, it's a lot of struggles we all suffer, money, but what has been your most difficult part as far as making Get Dressed stand out?
If anything, I would just say different, super different, especially just having the brick and mortar. I kind of came from when I was doing it out of my trunk and the custom orders would add up. I would just write the names down so I would kind of remember what everybody wanted by name. But seeing that it's more of an entrepreneur thing now, I have to kind of go off order forms and kind of have an assembly line to make sure that this 7 to 10 day business grace period is being met for the orders. But like I say, I wouldn't say tough, just kind of different from actually running a real business as opposed to doing it out your trunk.
That's a great way of describing entrepreneurship. Is different. I mean, like both of us could be custom apparel makers and we can have different experiences. Like it'll be some things you'll be able to teach me and vice versa. So I think that's really dope instead of just saying, oh, finances. Like that's obvious.
Right,
but what about the nitty gritty that people often forget in entrepreneurship? So how long have you had your brick and mortar though?
I've had it. We did the grand opening March 14th, so only about 2 months
for
the
real?
actual store. Yeah.
Wow, congratulations!
Thank
Like
you.
especially in the midst of this pandemic, that's really dope. So like, what makes your business stand out though? So you have a brick and mortar, like like you said. I'm pretty sure at some point you like, man, everybody doing shirts because we all have that first mindset. Like everybody doing this. How can I make mine stand out more? Make mine look super unique. Besides, like you said, Get Dressed. But what else is like? What's the secret sauce to Get Dressed?
Now, I can't say that I'm just going to give you the sauce. You have to pay for that. That's not free. But if I had to say something that just made my business stand out, I would say, of course, the actual storefront, so the brick and mortar part of it, as opposed to just online shopping, so people can actually come in and feel the material. And also just a different vibe of the store. You come in, you may hear a song that you like. We try to keep it pretty easy going. The employees are pretty nice. If your order is not ready and you might have to wait 5 or 10 minutes, we offer maybe a glass of wine or water, a mimosa, just something to keep the customer satisfied. And again, we're just big on customer service as well, just making sure that the customer is satisfied for the most part.
That's a good thing, customer service. I know that make me come back to a business. So like, well, obviously COVID has worked in your favor. The fact that you've been able to open, you build yourself up, to get your space here in 2021. So how was that? Like, how was that process for you when things started shutting down back in March of 2020 to get you here today?
I would say my biggest thing would probably be optimistic thinking through the COVID. Just because like everybody was just in such a big panic for the world and everybody just didn't know what was next. And I kind of just stayed patient and followed the CDC guidelines as they were and kind of just waited on everything to unfold rather than trying to make it unfold. So I just stayed patient through COVID. Of course, we followed the proper guidelines, the social distancing, wear your mask, capacity of the people in the store. But other than that, I just stay optimistic through it, just to kind of float through it rather than try and swim through it or drown, you know.
Congratulations again. Like, I'm pretty sure you have inspired so many people around you. Because, like you said, a lot of people just panicking, nervous, gave up. And like I said, you persevered through all of that. And now you steady growing. So since you like steady growing, like I said, you got your brick and mortar. You having pop-up shops and stuff like that. What are your plans like for the summer now that things opening back up? And even down the line 10 years from now?
I think expansion would be the biggest thing for me as far as goes. Of course, I may sit here all day, every day for the next year or two, just getting a real hold on running the actual business. But for the most part, like you say, you spoke further out, which is maybe 10 years from now, I just see a lot of expansion. I want to do maybe Get Dressed Houston, Get Dressed LA, Get Dressed in all the other states. So I would just say for goals, as far as Get Dressed, it would definitely just be expansion and getting out further into the world.
That's a really great idea to expand. I mean, Chicago's always home, but I mean, what you're doing, who wants to just stay here when there's other people that can be blessed around the country? So really, that's a really dope idea to do future wise. So I mean, with all of that, what are some information or some words of wisdom that you would pass down to fellow entrepreneurs or someone who's looking to open a business similar to you in your industry?
I think that you just have to stay consistent in whatever it is you're doing, the ups, the downs. Just stay consistent. Another word that I would use would be dedication. You have to be dedicated to what you're doing and make sure that you're waking up every day doing what it is that you're trying to do. And the third one would just be faith. I'm big in the spiritual realm, so regardless of who it is that you praise or whatever it is that you praise, just have faith in what it is that you're doing. So just be faithful towards your goals. And other than that, I would just say, yeah, like I say, just keep going, stay consistent.
Those are three key components to entrepreneurship. I feel like if you don't have those three, I mean, amongst other things, but most importantly, what you said, then entrepreneurship gonna be real rough to the point it might push you not to even want to do it anymore. But I thank you for your time. Like, you definitely, shared a lot with us. Like I said, it's really dope how you got started. So I know I'm gonna see you in LA, New York, Georgia. I'm already knowing that.
Let's do it. Amen.
Yes, but I know other people want to see you there too. So as they watch your journey, continue to be inspired. You mind sharing like your website, social media, so people know where to find you?
Okay, so for Instagram, it's just getdressed_Chicago for the Get Dressed location. For the Poor Little Rich Kid, the clothing line, it would be Poor Little Rich Kids_wardrobe. And then on Facebook, it's just Get Dressed Chicago, and you'll be able to find everything that we're doing throughout the business.
Cool. So definitely follow, stay tuned. And of course, even with BP Ensemble, because I'm definitely about to get me some apparel. I don't know about y'all. So, stay tuned on BP Ensemble, all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, BP Ensemble, as I'm going to be wearing his apparel. And once again, you want to share them their social media so they know where to find you?
Like I said, for Instagram, it would be getdressed_Chicago or Poor Little Rich Kids_wardrobe. And then for Facebook, just Get Dressed Chicago.
So stay tuned, both platforms. We here. We about to be rocking some of his apparel, and he ready. He ready to put in your orders. He ready for you. He right here in Beverly, in Chicago. You ain't got to worry about paying for parking, none of that. He ready for you. So come in with your shirts, with your family reunions, prom, summer coming up. Y'all got a lot of events. Y'all need shirts. Y'all need custom shirts, and he do way more than gilded. So come here. So come here, get your apparel. Definitely support small businesses. Thank you again for watching. Definitely appreciate your time being here, sharing all the information that you did with us. And as always, you have time to support Get Dressed.